Princess Victoria Louise of Prussia, 1892 to 1980, was the only daughter of Kaiser Wilhelm II and Empress Augusta Victoria. In 1913, she married Ernest Augustus, Duke of Brunswick, uniting the Hohenzollern and Hanover dynasties. Her wedding was Europe's last great royal gathering before World War I. A rare photograph of Winston Churchill in 1895 shows him as a young officer at the start of his career. At 21, he had just graduated from Sandhurst, joined the 4th Queen's Own Hussars, and soon traveled to Cuba as both a soldier and a war correspondent. Chief Eagle, photographed on the Flathead Indian Reservation in Montana in 1906, poses in warrior attire. He wears a feathered headdress, beaded necklaces, and an otter sash while holding a long spear. Standing before a teepee, the portrait highlights enduring cultural identity, despite growing pressures of assimilation. Three unemployed men standing near the Salvation Army in San Francisco in 1939 reflect the struggles of the Great Depression's final years. Relief organizations provided food and shelter to those without work, while many continued searching for stability despite ongoing poverty and slow economic recovery. Three female students heading to a costume party in the Lakewood, New Jersey area in the late 1910s reflect youthful leisure in a decade marked by war and pandemic. Their playful attire shows how young people embraced creativity, community, and celebration, despite the era's wider challenges. A French boy running with a baguette, photographed by Willy Ronis in 1952, became an iconic image of post-war France. Titled Le Petit Parisien, the joyful scene reflected innocence, resilience, and the enduring charm of everyday life amid the country's recovery from World War II. A Greek resistance fighter photographed in 1944 reflects the bravery of women who joined the struggle against Nazi occupation. Many served as couriers, medics, and armed combatants, defying both foreign occupiers and traditional gender roles during Greece's fight for liberation. A portrait of Ingrid Bergman in Casablanca, 1942, highlights her luminous presence as Ilsa Lund, opposite Humphrey Bogart's Rick Blaine. Styled with soft lighting and elegant 1940s fashion, Bergman's role cemented her as a Hollywood icon, while Casablanca became one of cinema's most celebrated wartime romances. A cotton trader stands outside Greenshaw Brothers in Marianna, Arkansas, 1936, a glimpse into the struggling cotton economy of the Depression-era South, where traders helped connect farmers to buyers despite widespread poverty. Maud Allan, born Beulah Maud Durrant, was a Canadian dancer and actress famed in Europe during the early 20th century. Known for her sensual interpretation of The Vision of Salome, 1906, she captivated audiences but also provoked scandal. Later entangled in a notorious libel trial, her reputation suffered despite her artistry. A Woman Grocery Shopping in 1974 reflects everyday consumer culture of the mid-1970s. Supermarkets dominated food retail, with shelves filled with packaged, canned, and frozen goods. Despite rising inflation from the oil crisis, grocery stores remained central to daily life, blending convenience, variety, and the bright branding of the era. Chiang Kai-Shek, leader of the Republic of China, 1928 to 1975, appears in this 1941 photo during the Second Sino-Japanese War. He led nationalist forces against Japan, aligned China with the Allies, and later governed from Taiwan after the 1949 Communist victory. A young French resistance fighter with a Sten submachine gun in 1944 embodies occupied France's resolve before liberation. By then, resistance groups disrupted German supply lines and aided the Allies. The British supplied Sten, cheap and common, became a partisan symbol. Such portraits captured both the peril and the courage that defined France's struggle for freedom. Dustmaker, or Pete Mitchell of the Ponca tribe, was photographed by Frank Reinhardt at the 1898 Omaha Indian Congress, which gathered leaders from more than 30 nations. His formal pose and attire reflect resilience and pride as Native identity endured amid U.S. assimilation pressures. Reinhardt's portraits highlighted dignity and individuality at a pivotal cultural moment.